Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be happy all the time? There's a simple answer to this question. They choose to be. We have to understand that we are responsible for our own choices.
Hey, how you doing? This is Belvin, and I am part owner of Bravin Publishing with my lovely wife Tiffany. And we are at the Western Hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it is a hot day in July. But we couldn't come to North Carolina and not take time out to talk to the very first author who was brave enough to allow Bravin Publishing to actually republish his book. He had a book out, he's going to explain everything to you, but he was the first author brave enough to decide to do business with us when we were a new company a couple years ago, actually 3 years ago, and that is Jovan Roseboro. Brother Roseboro, how we doing today? Man, so you came up to New York for a hot minute. We saw each other briefly. Your book, the only one that can stop me is me. What made you decide to come to us?
See, I think the biggest thing was, I did the walk, moratorium on selfishness walk from Fayetteville to the White House. And we had been in communication before via Blog Talk Radio. And then we connected through the chat on Blog Talk.
Actually, you roughed me off. You just said, you sent me like, yo, check this out, brother. Tell me what you think. I was like, I don't even know who this dude is.
Right. But
yeah.
we stayed in contact. I think the real beautiful thing was throughout the walk, you just had a real valid presence.
Yeah, I remember.
Along the course of that walk, you were telling me about you driving down to Florida and seeing those dark roads.
And I was just shocked. I told my students I couldn't believe that when you first said you were gonna walk, brother say whatever, you go, yeah. Right. But then when you were really out there, and I remember the Twitter stuff going up and Facebook stuff going up, and then I started thinking. I remember telling Tip, it actually was, it was actually coming down to North Carolina. I remember saying to Tip, I remember calling you and telling Tip, these roads is dark. Exactly. So brother Jovan is out here late at night. This is crazy. So I was like, I definitely want to stay in contact with the brother because walking. How many miles was that?
427 miles.
25 days. 27 miles. How long did it take you?
25 days.
25 days for it. Slept outside?
Slept outside. A little over half of those nights. Left with $66 in my pocket. And the whole purpose really was to, encourage people to help other people in their own community. That was my, selfless sacrifice to inspire people to do more for others. And it was just a beautiful thing. It didn't raise any money, didn't do all that fly stuff people were doing. I just wanted to send a strong and powerful message to get people motivated.
Gotcha.
And inspired to do something for somebody else. And when we got on that phone conversation that day, that was real. That someone could actually, give me a call, especially in one of those times of need.
It was Sunday too, because I had just left church. Hey, how you doing? This is Belvin, and we're back. Earlier, we were talking to Jovan Roseboro, and we are still interviewing Brother Roseboro. We are at the Western Hotel here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And before we left off, we were talking about Jovan's walk. And so that's what we're going to pick it up right here. So, Brother Roseboro, we were talking about the walk. So I want to ask you this. Now, you said it was 427 miles over 25 days. You slept outside, bro?
Slept outside over half those.
I need to speak up just a little.
Slept outside over half those nights.
Slept outside? Okay. Yeah. So, now, I remember you and I talked. You said you were averaging about 19 miles a day.
19.2.
19.2. What type of things go through your head when you out there walking on highways? And I've been on those North Carolina highways. Ain't no lights out there at night. So what's going through your head when you out there walking that type of walk?
I mean, the biggest thing for me was because, a lot of people don't know. I left with $66 in my pocket and a laptop carrying case. Okay. Everything I could carry in there. Now 4 days into the walk, got a backpack, which was a blessing. couple extra clothes, you know, medicine, things of that nature.
So wait, when you say you got a backpack, somebody brought you a backpack?
My mom, my sister, and my niece. They
Brought you a backpack. But they figured you ain't walked that far, they could drive.
Sorry, if I can do anything for you to eat or drink, just let me know, okay?
So now I'm just gonna rough you off entering this interview. You ain't see the camera, nothing.
That's a free drink. That's a free drink.
I'm gonna take right. Oh man, yeah, listen. I'm sorry, guys. We were just interrupted in the middle of an interview. A person coming at us as if we want to drink or something, as if the camera and Mr. Roseboro's time is not important. So please forgive the interruption, everything that you heard earlier. As I said before, we're here at the Western in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're talking to Brother Roseboro, and we were talking about. You said your parents brought you a backpack, so I was joking. They figured, I guess you hadn't walked that far, but they wanted to bring you some essentials that you needed. Okay, so let's pick it up from there. Your mother, you said your sister brought you something?
My mom, my sister, and my niece, they bought me a backpack, you know, a couple of pairs of clothes to wear, Tylenol, things of that nature, baby powder, you know. And then it was kind of wild. I guess the biggest thing that went through my head throughout all of those days was the fact that my cell phone and my laptop, my cell phone was my lifeline. There were spaces on that walk where there was 15 miles of nothing.
No signals, no
No
nothing?
signal, no power sources, no water.
I've driven that, yeah, nothing.
So I guess that was the scariest thing for something to have a wild animal or a car hitting me or anything like that and nobody would know. So I spent a lot of time, all the time, with God on that walk. And I guess that's where the deep connection between you and I hit, because one day I was walking through Virginia and it was hot and I was actually looking for something to drink and praying to God in the phone room. It was you had just got out of church and you told me something very powerful on that day. That was right actually before I crossed the Virginia line. And that kept me going. So I think the biggest thing was the support of everybody online, Facebook, Twitter, the few phone calls that came through that actually helped me push the key.
I mean, and you know, it's interesting, because I remember that day I got out of church, I called you because I was saying, yo, I got to make sure I stay in contact with you, because there's maybe only 4 or 5 people on the planet that know you out here walking. And that if something happened, no one would actually know. And that's why, and I remember sitting in church and saying to myself, like, you know, the pastor was talking about what are you willing to do and what are the things that you're willing to do for Christ. And, you know, people talk a great game, and then it really hit me right there, like, yo, there's a young brother out there walking right now. While we're sitting here comfortable in this air-conditioned church, he's out there, you know, making it happen. So I said, I gotta give you a call and check on you. Now, you and I have been in contact since then, and we've talked. I want you to briefly, because I definitely want to talk about the book. I want you to briefly talk about like the situation with the racist lady and the husband. I think it was the husband and wife and the dogs. Them sticking their dogs on you.
I'm sorry.
Well, actually, it wasn't. I don't think they were racist. Here's what happened. I was coming around the curve, leaving out of actually right past Fayetteville. This was early on in the walk. And there was 2 dogs, big, massive pit bulls, crazy, on like this form. And there was a transfer truck coming from this way, and I was walking this way.
So the dogs were out of the gate?
The dogs were actually out of the gate, they were untied, real rule. And I saw the dogs coming towards me, and the thing that went through my mind, because I had a walking stick, was if I get one of them, the other one gonna get me. There ain't no way around it. So when they came running towards the road, I thought they were going to stop. That didn't happen. They jumped the ditch and really got at me. And I had to run. That was my first horrible experience on the actual walk. So that was something really crazy. After the walk was completed, and I went back and talked to the lady, went up to the house, blew my car on, and the lady came out saying the dogs are never untied. Thinking to myself, I got you on video because I was filming the whole entire time, but there was a couple dogs I had to deal with. It was just a real crazy experience. Anything that could have went wrong out there, as far as wild animals are concerned, it almost happened.
All right, I want to fast forward real quick because I don't know how much time we got. I'm trying to squeeze in what I can. This book is your second book, but here's what I want you to explain. What has Bravin Publishing meant to you with this book?
It's been a beautiful experience. My first experience with my book, as we all know, I recorded an audio version before it went to print, the first edition. And transitioning from that to print, it was a difficult process. My ex-husband, you know, I sold cars and mortgages. I've always been a salesperson. When you get a printed book in your hand, and especially self-help, you have to become a business.
Yeah.
You have to get in a business mindset. So that transition was kind of difficult because the leadership of that other publishing company, that's the best way you can put it.
They just did it, threw you out there.
They just did it, threw me out there in the water to the sharks, and I had to swim. You know, of course, after the walk, decided to do the second edition, added details of the walk to it. Me and you came to an agreement, beautiful thing. Bravin Publishing showed me the process, okay? Not just creating the book, I mean, as far as the business of speaking, the business of distribution, the business of having an actual manuscript. It's published. That's a huge deal. When you have somebody that can walk you through it, who's learning, understanding, and actually willing, right, to give you that information, it makes it a whole lot easier. And every step of the way, we've probably been on the phone at least every week, sometimes every day.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to be happy all the time? There's a simple answer to this question. They choose to be. We have to understand that we are responsible for our own choices. God gave the gift of free will. It's the ability to choose. Choose to be happy. Make the choice.